Hey everyone, if you're studying something like engineering or maybe pharmacy or management, I've got a question for you. And the answer could genuinely shape your entire career. So let's get right into it. So here it is. Is your course NBA accredited? And I mean your specific course, not just your college. If you've never thought about it, or you're not even sure what that means, stick around. This might just be one of the most important things you learn about securing your future. So what is this NBA thing all about anyway?
All right, let's break it down. What exactly is the NBA? I know, it probably sounds like just another one of those boring official acronyms, right? But trust me, the impact this one has on your education and, more importantly, your job prospects is absolutely massive.
Okay, so NBA stands for the National Board of Accreditation. Think of it as a super focused quality control team for technical education in India. It's an independent body, and their whole job is to look at programs, like your engineering degree, your MBA, that pharmacy course, and make sure they're not just good, but that they meet a really, really high standard. Now, this is where a lot of people get confused, so it's a super important point. You've probably heard of NAC, right? NAC gives a grade to the entire college or university. But the NBOA is completely different. It's way more specific. It doesn't care about the college as a whole. It zooms right in on your specific program. So your college might have a great NAC rating, but what really matters for your career is whether, say, the mechanical engineering department has that NBOA stamp of approval. It's a quality check on the exact degree you're earning.
Okay, so we know what it is. But the real question is, why should you care? How does this actually impact you, the student? Well, this is where it gets really, really good.
First up, and this is a big one, your degree gets global recognition. Seriously. An NBA accreditation basically turns your degree into a global passport. It can open doors all over the world that you might not have even realized were an option.
So how does that work? Well, it's all thanks to something called the Washington Accord. India is a full-fledged member, which is huge. What it means for you is that if your course has that NBA seal, your degree is seen as being on par with degrees from over 20 other countries. We're talking the USA, the UK, Australia, Canada, all the big ones. So suddenly, getting a job in London or applying for your master's in Melbourne gets a whole lot easier. No jumping through extra hoops to prove your degree is legit. It just is.
And that global recognition, it leads directly to something even more immediate for most of us: landing a better job right out of college.
You see, the big multinational companies, the ones everyone dreams of working for, they actually seek out students from MBA-accredited programs during campus placements. Why? Well, for an employer, that MBA logo is a promise. It's a signal that you're not just someone who can pass exams. It tells them you've gotten a top-notch practical education and that you have the actual skills they need. It puts you at the top of the pile, giving you a serious edge over the competition.
So you might be wondering, how does MBA make such a difference? What's the secret sauce? Well, it's because it completely changes the way you're taught, right from day one.
Yeah, the whole philosophy here is to move away from that old school method of just, memorizing stuff for an exam. The focus completely shifts. It's not about just studying, it's about learning real practical skills. The goal isn't just to cover the material, it's to make sure that by the end of it, you can actually do something with what you've learned. This whole approach has a name. It's called outcome-based education.
And it works like this. The entire degree is designed backwards. They start with the end in mind. They define these program outcomes, which are basically the big picture skills you should have when you graduate. Then they break it down. Every single subject you take has its own course outcomes, which are the specific things you'll be able to do after you finish that one class. So everything you learn, every project you do, is all strategically designed to build you up into a genuinely capable professional. But it's not just about what happens in the lecture hall. Not at all. NBA also pushes colleges to build a real culture of innovation and research.
See, for a college to get that NBA badge, they can't just say they're innovative. They have to prove it with actual numbers. The NBA looks at things like how many patents has the college filed, how many research papers are the professors publishing, and, my favorite part, how many startups have been launched by the students. When these are the things being measured, it creates this amazing environment where thinking outside the box isn't just allowed, it's actively encouraged.
So as you can imagine, getting MBA accreditation is a really big deal for the colleges themselves. It's not something that just happened. It's a huge mark of prestige that they have to work incredibly hard to earn and maintain.
And here's a peek behind the curtain at why they want it so badly. For starters, it unlocks access to more government grants and funding. It also gives them the freedom, the autonomy to design their own modern curriculum instead of being stuck with some outdated syllabus. Of course, it's a massive boost to their brand and reputation, which, you guessed it, helps them attract even better students. It really creates this upward spiral of quality.
All right, let's wrap this up. If you remember just one thing from all of this, what should it be?
At the end of the day, the main goal here isn't just about bureaucracy or ticking boxes. The whole point is to make Indian technical education truly world-class. It's about making sure that when you graduate, you're not just someone with a piece of paper. You're a truly employable professional with skills that matter, ready to take on the world.
So maybe the best way to think about it is this. NBA is a certificate of quality, but it's not really for the college. It's for you. It's a promise that the time, money, and effort you're putting into your education is going to pay off by securing your future.
Now that you know why it's so critical, I bet you're wondering, what does a college actually have to do to get this accreditation? What's the process like? Well, we're going to cover exactly that in our next explainer. We'll dive deep into the criteria they have to meet, so you're not going to want to miss that one.